G'day guys, Bergie here for Addict Tackle How-Tos. Today I'm going to show you how to tie a very quick Patanoster rig for the guys that love fishing the bottom. Very effective rig, and it's just a really quick way of doing them. So I've got 50-pound mono here. I still have it attached to the main spool. I won't cut it off just yet. I'll just start tying first. So the very first one is just a loop. Bring it down about 4 or 5 inches, and you're just going to do a double. It's like doing a double granny, not really, with the loop. Just like that. Now just slide that knot down all the way to the end before you pull it tight. And remember, with mono, always lubricate, bit of spit, just like that. And then you're going to pull it tight and grab the tag end, pull that tight as well. Okay, so there's your top loop. That's the first part of the knot. Now we're going to go to the second one. Now we're going to run that down probably, I would say, about a bit over a foot down your line, and you're going to create a loop below that foot, and this one is a little bit bigger. It's maybe about 6 inches. Let's get a little bit more mono here. Okay, now this one, really important that this one definitely does have a double loop, and that the loop that you create is just a little bit longer than your top loop. This one's for your hook. Again, before you make it tight, lubricate, pull that in. That is not going anywhere. So there's your smaller loop at the top, your larger loop in the middle. Now we're going to do our last one for our sinker. Now we're going to run that down, I would say, it will depend on the bottom you're fishing. You've got a kelpie bottom, you might want a really long one. But for argument's sake, around Australia, normally you're only going to be running maybe another 1.5 foot or so below the hook. So about a 1.5 foot, something like that. We're just going to create our last loop. Now this time around I am going to cut the main line. So there's enough loop there to get around the sinker, and I'm just going to snip off the excess just like that. Bang. Now really important that this loop has some size to it, because if you're using really big snapper leads, you'll see why you'll need that. So again, 2 twists. Some guys do heaps more, you really don't. I've never ever had one of these pull out just by doing 2 loops. In fact, you could probably do 1 on the sinker and it would be enough. Lube, pull it tight. Okay, so we now have all the loops tied. There's that one there, and we'll get rid of that tag end. We have the middle one there that sits out to the side, and then we have our bottom one as well for our sinker, and that's where we'll start. So grab your snapper lead. Now this is a 12 ounce. Obviously you will vary that depending on how deep you're fishing, on how the current is running, and that's what's great about a Patanoster rig, is you can actually change your sinker if it's not working for you. So just push the loop straight through the hole, wrap the end of the loop around the snapper lead, and then just pull it tight like that, and that'll just sit beautifully straight up and down like that. Now your middle one, you're going to apply the hook in exactly the same way. Now I just pinch the end, make sure you just pull it all the way to the end, pinch the end, so you can pierce that through the eye of the hook, just like so. Bingo. Run that over the top of the hook, and then down the spine of the hook. If you can, make sure that that loop goes over the top and doesn't sit on the spine of the hook, because some of these cheaper hooks, the eye will pull out if the mono sits in there, so you want to be able to really get that over the back of it, pull that tight as well, help it sit there, and just for now it's going to go back over, but that's okay. And there you go, there's your Patanoster rig ready to go. So that's probably about 1 meter in its entirety, from the loop end to the hook part all the way through to the sinker, and that is a great bottom bashing rig. You can trim off these ends if you want to. A lot of guys don't bother, but just for the sake of the video, I'll trim them off. You'll leave about 1 centimetre on the end there, is fine. And it's a very simple Patanoster rig, really great for bottom bashing all the way around Australia. And the great thing about tying these rigs in this way is it literally takes you less than a minute. If you get snagged up and you lose your rig, well, 60 seconds later, you got another one ready to go. Hope that helps, guys. I hope you catch heaps of fish.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the notifications bell there so you'll know every time we send out a new how-to video. We just want to help you guys catch more fish more often. So enjoy the videos and please subscribe. Cheers.